Welcome back, beautiful people. This is Rez. In today's bonus episode, we're going to kind of talk about how to figure out what other applications are made of. So basically, I see this application somewhere and I love the design and I'm curious how they made it. I have a brief idea, but I'm not too sure how to do it. So this is kind of going to help us out figuring out what that application looks like or has been designed. Okay? So I'm not too sure about how 100% it's exactly that. I believe it's not because there's a bunch of extra features in it that doesn't work. Well, anyway, we'll look it up. Anyway, so first thing we want to do is to go on our tools on the top, go on the Android, and we're going to go on Android Device Monitor. So this thing is made for debugging, it's made for a lot of stuff, but another cool part, it's also made to figure out the UI elements. So that's what we're going to use it for today. Eventually we'll make a full episode on every little feature of it and why we should use it. But for now, so if you get your emulators running or if you get your phones connected, we could start taking little snapshots of it. So having that phone selected, there's a little camera here first. So that's just a normal screen capture. Currently my phone was off. Let me just redo that. And you kind of see what's going on your screen, right? And again, it goes by the the density of the pixels. There we go. So because my phone has more pixels per density than my computer, it looks like a gigantic screen, as you see right here. Anyway, so there's that for the screen capture, which is okay. Yeah, fine. It'd be nice when I'm doing some recording, etc., and we could see how it's going on. And then there's this other one here. Dump view hierarchy for the UI. What did it say? The UI automator. Alright? So if the screen currently open and I press this, it's gonna figure out what that screen is kind of made of. Okay? I shouldn't probably show my own stuff, but yeah. So over here, we see there's a bunch of stuff. Some of them we make sense. There's frame layouts. There's text view, text image view, etc., etc. Right? It's trying to be as precise as it can. Again, this is like I think it's like what do you call it? It's going backwards, right? It's I forgot the word for it. Anyway, it's making it from what it has is kind of trying to decompose it type of thing, right? So I don't know how good it is, or I'm not sure if it's actually seeing the code or whatnot, but it's pretty interesting and it kind of gives you an idea of how the app should look like or how the app they design looked like. So let's just go on the developer options and take another screenshot of that, see how that looks like. And you could see there's like a type of menu and every part there's like something. So let's go and read those things. And this is nice because if you remember, we did the calculator, kind of had to figure out the bigger picture and then we went to the smaller picture and so forth so on. So if you notice here, they have like a linear layout for each one of these rows, right? And inside those linear layout, either use a relative layout or use a linear layout going what's it called, going orientation horizontal. Let's see what else is there. So on top of all of that, there's a frame layout. They're also using a recycle view, which is nice. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff affecting everything, and obviously there's maybe too many layouts over layouts over layouts. That's probably because it's decompiling or reconstructing it and just isn't that intuitive yet, right? So why do you want to know about this application? Well, let's say currently I have a app, like I'm gonna give you StumbleUpon for example, and StumbleUpon, I love it. It looks amazing design, so forth so on, and I want to kind of get an idea how they built it. So I go on the app and the page where I find it's super nice. I press that UI snapshot again, and I see it, and I kind of get what they did there. Here it makes sense. It's a frame layout where it always stays kind of static. Eventually, changes per page with the other stuff. Anyway, and over here, what is over here, I could see it's a WebKit because that's what they do. They give you an internet stuff. Then I want to see how they made this menu part. So I select it, then I go in here and I see it's inside this whole thing. So inside of a linear layout that's always positioned at the bottom, they added all these other stuff. You know, it kind of teaches you, or kind of gives you an idea how you should play stuff, and that's the whole point. Okay, I'm not saying the point should be to go and steal content or whatever, but it's to understand how people do something, and the only way to understand is to see how the master did it, or how the guru in that specific field did it, right? And it's really nice because you could keep taking snapshots and keep figuring out how stuff are working. And this is not limited to any apps. It could also be your own home screen, right? So you kind of see how the Android was kind of made, and so forth, so on, right? So there's a bunch of text view stuff, bunch of things. Anyway, so this is Rez, hoping that you got something out of this. Leave me your comments, instructions, relative assignments, or whatever you want, and I'll try to get to it. Thanks guys, see you guys soon. Please subscribe.